Here we go. Oh well, I guess First Down asked us to come back and do another episode, but here we are with another edition of the Insiders. 2 out of the 3. One's partially sick. I'll let you guys do the math and let them know who that is, but we are praying for you, Matt. Alex, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, Jamal? Yeah, we're gonna have to, carry on without Matt for this one, but looking forward to talking some ball with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it is Friday. It is November 1st. ELF Offseason, season 5, 2025. I guess you could say officially, air quotes, even though there's been some signs before it, officially kicks off. We should be getting some news today. So we wanted to come on, talk a little offseason, what to expect, talk about, a couple teams, couple players, nothing too crazy, but kind of give you a look inside what this offseason could look like, and how it's been over the course of years. But again, subscribe, like, appreciate you guys joining with us, and drop a comment. That's where we have our conversation. So the first thing I want to, what'd you say?
I just want to say we're kicking off the official, unofficial start of the ELF offseason. So I'm really excited to get into it with you.
This is the power party. This is the tailgate. This is the coin toss. This is the start. This shows the start to ELF season 5, and we're about to get going into it right now. So one of the things that the first thing we wanted to dive into, that I wanted to bring to your attention, Mr. Malchow, is this picture right here. Malchow, when you look at this picture, what do you see, my friend?
Endless possibilities.
Endless possibilities. A blank canvas, so to say, right?
Exactly.
You want to know what I see when I look at this picture?
Please enlighten me.
I see the Milano Seamen. I see the Barcelona Dragons. I see the Helvetic Mercenaries. And you're probably asking, how does it make sense? Well, these 3 teams have been going through a lot this offseason, in the last season, going into this season. We got one team in Milan who's, players are, a lot of homegrowns have been leaving. Italian Football League has a draft. We've seen some guys, some stars go back. Jordan Bua, Luke Zaraka. Seems like that league's starting to build up. Barcelona, we all know what happened there. They might have lost all their homegrowns. I don't even know who's left. What kind of team are they going to build heading into this offseason? And Helvetic lost some key guys, to the Burn Grizzlies. But obviously, these teams are still looking to play, still looking to compete. But what should we think about everything that's happened to these 3 teams and how they should approach this offseason?
Yeah, I think you used a very friendly picture for this with a blank canvas. You could have used a lot of other images to describe these 3 teams at the moment. I see 2 teams where probably the biggest question marks going into 2025. We've seen Milan, like you said, a lot of homegrowns going back to the Italian Football League. And things have been relatively quiet on their front. Jim Ward left already. Barcelona, I haven't heard a peep.
Haven't heard a peep from Barcelona.
Yeah, very, very concerning. Of these 3s, Helvetic is winning the offseason. They got a coach.
We got a coach.
Making moves. So,
we got a coach.
Marcus taking over for the Swiss squad. And yeah, man, we'll see what these 3 teams do for next season.
We'll definitely see what these teams do. And, from all we know, these teams are still looking to play and compete. Again, it's going to be interesting to see how they build their team, especially when the strength of every core roster in the European League football is homegrowns. And it seems like, at least right now, some homegrowns have gone in other directions, at least what's documented. But if you're a homegrown that hasn't played in the league or looking to play in the league or import, which one of these 3 locations is the most attractive?
Wow. Okay. Putting my import shoes on for this one. Milan, great. Off the field potentially, living there. Football is a question mark. Barcelona, nope, no way I'm going there. Only heard bad things, the last few times. So anyway, sorry, Barcelona fans, not coming. I don't care how cool the city is. Then, like,
Beautiful.
if I'm serious about football, I'm probably going to the mercenaries here. If I'm an import, at least they have a coach. There's been some imports that went there and then moved on to higher places. So, yeah, I'm going to Switzerland.
I mean, even though we've both played in Switzerland, at least from what we've seen heading into, to this point today, again, start of ELF season 5, off-season kicks off today officially. Things have been the most promising out of Helvetic. Is that saying much? I don't know, but hopefully they make some splashes. Obviously, for someone who's played there and root for the mercenaries. Hopefully, and Jeremy Bryson, we trust is a slogan that they're going to be riding in 2025. So we'll see how that pans out. Hey, another thing that I wanted to talk to you about is signing trends and building a roster. Right, over the past. I'll even say last all season, it was like one of the most, popular signing trends on the offensive side. You go quarterback, you get receiver, defense, you go with the two DBs for your American slots. But I want to ask you, do you get going into the season, obviously, in order to be different, in order to make change or, compete or, find some type of advantage, you got to find a way to go against the grain a little bit. We saw Milan do that last year and go American running back. Did it work out? I'll let you guys decide. But based on what we've seen last season and the style of play these teams are playing, do you see teams maybe going in a different direction on how to build their roster or spin when it comes to their imports, American or European?
First of all, I want to say, in regards to that, I would love to see a European quarterback take over.
Yes,
at least one of the teams.
Yes,
I think it would be big for the league in general to have that. And be kind of like all those good athletes that are probably playing receiver in Europe, maybe they can be quarterbacks. We'd love to see that in next season. Hope it works out.
Yeah.
Some guys have done well with that chance. Some haven't, right? So it's been a mixed bag. As far as imports coming in, there's no quarterback right now that I'm, European-wise that I'm saying, okay, this guy is an ELF. That comes to mind right now. None at the moment, right? Hopefully that changes. I think a team like Milano, kind of like a lower level team, could take a running back again, just to be contrarian, and switch things up on their opponents. And then I could see a defensive end again coming in as an American, but I think it'll mostly stick to the trend we have now.
Absolutely. And we saw obviously you got the Kyle Kitchens, who's the vet, who's been the proven performer. You see somebody like Jabri Regan from the Enthroners just recently retired. Who knows if he sticks around and what type of capacity, if that is, because he's been a part of that organization for so long. I want to go back to the European quarterback thing because I'm with you. I would love for a team. Don't know who the guy is. If we had Bregson on the show, I'm sure he could list off a million right off the top of his head.
Top 10.
Yeah. So I don't know who that European quarterback is, but if you're out there and you're watching the show, please submit your name now because Jan Wainwright was in the league for 2 years, 3 years. But if you get a quality quarterback like Jan, find your Quentin Pounds, find your Mondre, or find another receiver. And I'm just using these two guys because these guys didn't start the league last year. But imagine a good European quarterback with a Reese Horn and Terrion Robinson, or a Reese Horn and Markel Castle. We all know most teams don't spend A's on running backs anyway, so you got to put the power at the receiver for 1-2, and then you could have the best European receiver get all the mismatch. Imagine your 3 being a Lewis Geyer. That's nothing against him. That's nothing against his talent or the Milan Spillers or the Juan Flores. But now you're getting all the you're getting the best matchups every game, which equals more targets.
The potential is so high with 2 great American receivers. I think in general in football right now, the receiver position is stacked. These kids are coming up, playing 7-on-7. The receiver position is in its prime, maybe all time right now. And that's going to trickle into the ELF. We've seen some great receivers come into this level and be monsters. So imagine having 2 guys like that, game changer.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you go against a team that wants to spin that A on a linebacker, and nothing against linebackers, but now it's all right, again, this game is all about matchups. So I would love if there was a team out there to find their EU quarterback and just go to work. Because I believe you could build a great roster, and I believe there's a guy out there. Again, we need to get
somebody.
We need to get Brez on the show whenever he feels better and tell us, like, who's that guy? Who is that guy? And what team could take the chance? Let's throw a team out there. What team you think should take a chance on the quarterback?
Okay, like looking back at history, who has done it? Chris Kalika has tried it before at times. Mixed bag. The guy who's had the most success with the European QB is Jordan Newman with Schwäbisch Hall. He had Marco Ehrenfried. They won the German Bowl. Great German quarterback. Hung up the cleats too early. We need the next Marco. So maybe Stuttgart. Maybe Stuttgart comes to mind. I would imagine it's a German team. To be honest, the young players are more developed there. Typically, I would say. So
Absolutely.
I would go maybe Stuttgart.
And I'm sure, like, there's someone out there. We just got to find them. But # we need the next Marco.
Next Marco. Yeah, man. They would love to see it. Love to see it.
Absolutely. Well, while we're on quarterbacks, and again, # we need the next Marco.
Love that.
While we're on quarterbacks, we've seen the quarterbacks that have come into the European League of Football and their backgrounds and where they've come from and the ones that have been successful. I could go back to Jackson Erdman, who won Heisman at the D2, D3 level, or, Jadrian, who's been a proven performer in Europe, or if you got obviously Riley Hennessy, similar circumstance. Your guy, Ben Holmes, played in the CFL. Like, when teams are looking at quarterbacks and who they're going to bring in and who they're recruiting, obviously we saw Madrid just sign their guy. What backgrounds are appealing or popular or experience that can translate to Europe for guys that have had success that you've seen?
Yeah, it's hard to pick a QB. We see this in the NFL as well. We have guys who were, really getting paid to play quarterback at a high level from CFL. Reed Sinnett, the new Bravos quarterback, has a really impressive resume. Spent 3 years in the NFL and then played, a lot of snaps, a lot of games in UFL, XFL. Really excited to see him. And then we have like D2 standouts, right? Like Jackson Erdman, who won the D3 Heisman. Zach Edwards, I think, was NAIA or D2, like All-American. So who knows, man? And Ben Holmes, right? CFL. I would say the resume is important, but can they make plays? Especially unless they're playing for a top team, can they improvise is what I would look for.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you look at the guy Madrid just signed and the type of quarterbacks that Weidinger has had from Jadrian and Magic. How does he compare to those two?
Yeah, not really, right? Maybe more like Clark. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't spent, my 20 hours on the Reed Sinnett tape, but I watched him a little bit in the XFL.
Yeah.
And he had a great arm. He was pretty mobile. He doesn't look that mobile, but he's fast. He can really zip it. Like to me, he reminds me kind of like one of those baseball playing pitchers. Like he can throw off platform. I think he's going to throw some lasers in EFL. In ELF for sure.
I'd be curious to see who he's throwing to. Too, because again, we know Weidinger's gonna get a guy, whoever's out there. One thing about bringing in new quarterbacks, right? It really, obviously, everyone has their skill set, but it also depends on the organization you're going to. Because, again, this is not talking down on the teams, but then you got teams like, the Raiders and the Panthers who continuously have gone through multiple quarterbacks in a year, whether it was for injury or just moving off, then whatever. Then you got teams that stayed with their guys, like a Frankfurt, despite when Jacob got hurt. I forgot the dude that came in, played well. Some people thought they should have kept him, but they stuck with Jacob. Or even with the surge, Riley Hennessy got hurt. You bring in Jan, you bring in Keontae, but they go back to Riley. They got that backing from the organization. I believe Madrid is that type of organization that's going to have that backing for the guy. So, we'll see how he pans out. But I'm interested. I'm always interested in these new quarterbacks that come in and kind of get this feel of the European atmosphere, so to say.
Yeah, and we haven't really talked much about the other new quarterback, DJ Irons for the Panthers.
DJ Irons, yep.
Right. The question is he going to make it to the season, right? Because we've seen the Panthers make some moves and be pretty cutthroat, especially at the QB position.
Yeah.
But we'll see how they go forward with him. He's a really good athlete, so I'm excited to see what he can do over here.
Absolutely. I hope these teams sign quarterbacks early. That way, one, it helps with recruiting, two, for the benefit of us, just to kind of see like who these guys are. I know when we did the show with ELF Live, we were big on Ben Holmes and Duncan last year, and obviously those guys pan out. Ben's coming back. Hopefully Duncan gets a shot. We'll see. We'll see how everything goes, but it's going to be interesting the type of quarterbacks we get this year, and some of the quarterbacks that have been successful not necessarily hasn't been mobile, right? It's, to be honest, it's really the connection between the quarterback and the OC versus how much of an athlete the quarterback is that have been successful. You look at Jadrian Clark's won it twice, Jacob Sullivan, Jackson Ehrman. So, we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. All right. Last segment. Again, nothing too crazy. We just wanted to give you guys a little taste, being that, ELF Season 5 kicks off today. There's going to be some signings. There's going to be some announcements coming up. So get ready and buckle up because it's going to get crazy. Last thing we want to do is, what we did a couple weeks ago was so nice that we have to do it twice. And people want to know who we think, certain players are going to. So, again, these are who we think these players should go to or where we would like to see these players. And we're excluding that they're going to go back from the team. Not saying that we know, because we don't. Even if we did, we wouldn't put the business out like that unless told otherwise. But
entertainment purposes only.
Entertainment purposes only. We're going to give you ideas of where some of these guys are going to go. Alex doesn't know the guys I'm about to put on the screen. So you're going to get his raw reaction. So you ready for the first one?
Let's do it.
All right. Lewis Thomas. Where's the big fella going to go? Obviously, ELF All-Star, played in Paris last year. What other colors could we see him in?
Yeah, I think he played for Milan, Hamburg before as well. This guy, I bet he picks a new team. And it might just be, I would say, it's tough, right? I want to say Weidinger. I don't know why, because maybe the Bravos have all the momentum. Why not Weidinger and the Bravos?
get him with Weidinger, pair him back up, bring back Connor Bolton, who was another UK guy that's been there. So
yeah. Bravos used import O-line last year, so maybe they'll use another one.
All right. So we got another one. Speaking of Paris, French native, Tony Anderson. Where's the long nickel back going?
Man, whoever's getting Tony Anderson, their defense just got better. This guy is a stud.
Versatile.
Where does he go next? He's played for Frankfurt before. Ryan Fire. Man, he's from
Did he play
France.
for the Raiders?
Yes, I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
That sounds familiar. Oh, man. Okay. I would say, you know what? I'm going to say it. Nordic Storm. I think Shoop brings him. Shoop knows his game. He sees him in practice all last year. He's thinking, I need an athletic, versatile piece on defense that can fill wherever I need him. So he's taking his guy up to Copenhagen.
Up to Copenhagen, Malmo for the Nordic Storm. All right. Next guy. Ooh, we have a veteran. This guy shocked everybody about where he went last year. Does he do it again this year? Talking about Nathaniel Robitaille.
Ooh, Robitaille. Yeah, veteran receiver. Still put up good numbers for the Enthroners, despite being on the Enthroners. I'd love to see him back with a contender, but it's tough to say where at the moment. Maybe, and we talked about the receiver position is so competitive.
Yeah. Does he go back to the Fire?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think he goes to Milan and explores a new city as a veteran.
I like that.
They need a veteran. They need someone like him.
I'm going to say this. If Robitaille goes to Milan, one, he knows something we don't. Two, I have no doubt in my mind he will find a way to convince Jordan Bua to come to Milan. Can you imagine Robitaille and Bua on the same team?
Crazy.
let's put it out there. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think. Is Robitaille and Bua going to pair up with the Milano Seaman this year? Whoever's playing quarterback, I don't know, but that'd be an interesting one for sure. All right. This one, here's some rumblings. Might be departing. We're talking about our guy X, one of the most athletic, athletes in the league. What do we think X looks good in? I think he looks good in black and steel, but we'll see.
Wow! Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy. That'd be like Brett Favre Vikings, like total betrayal.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd love to see X back in the league. We've seen what he can do. He's such a dynamic player. He wasn't on the highlights quite as much this past season. Just anecdotally. Yep. I think he'll play for a good team, and I think that team might just be the Munich Ravens.
Oh, hey, I like that.
Yeah. Think about it. Veteran defensive back. Their A's on defense were shaky last year.
Yeah.
I think they could bring him in.
I like that. Okay. His personality with Kentrell too. It's like a match made in heaven.
Watch out.
A match made in heaven. All right, we got one more. Wayne Obi. Where's
Wayne Obi?
If Obi had to go, let's just say Weidinger, no offense, just went a different direction. But if Obi had to go, he'd be one of the top European running backs on the market. Obviously, the league highly favors European running backs, so he would have value. Where would Obi fit is the question.
Yeah. He also, he's a power style running back, It's not going to be perfect for everybody's system. But Dwayne, he does everything else really well, but he's a great power runner, right? So he can fit wherever, but I think where would he be best? Maybe with the Raiders. I could see him and Bonatti running downhill on some counters, following the guard on power. Like this is what the Raiders do, right? They want it to be a physical run team. Why don't you get a physical running back?
I could see that. Him and Bonatti. That'll be a good matchup. I mean, their backup, I forgot his name. Ricardo, if you're watching, please drop it in the chat.
Hustle Bouncer.
He was good too. Hustle Bouncer. Yeah, he was good too.
Yeah.
He was good too. All right, I lied. I got one more guy.
All right, let's do it.
Sandro Platzgummer.
Wow.
If Sandro had to leave, where would Sandro go?
I mean, I think he's coming home. I think he's coming back to the Raiders. I think he's still like doing his studies in some capacity.
Yeah.
I see him kind of getting into like the NFL commentator space. I love that.
Yeah.
Hope he goes for that. That's cool. But yeah, I'm sure it's a lot to do. Med school, a little bit of dabble and play football, right? I think if he's going to play, he's back home.
I'm coming home.
There we go.
Home.
We'd love that.
Sandro goes back home. Well, again, it was so nice the first time. We had to do it twice. Brez, if you're watching, let us know who you think these guys might go. You could participate, even though if you're not on the show today. So we'll drop in the comment. Hey, good show. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, season kicks off now. I'm sure some news might be trickling in as the show's going on. Also want you guys to know, me and Alex played NCAA twice last night. Great matchups, classics. You can go watch it on Athletes Forum stream. There will be a rematch. I already got someone else that wants to play me now. That game will probably be played this weekend. But it might be something I start doing.
Yeah, let's play, man. It'll be fun. And great game too. Classic games. I scored a touchdown to make the score look better for me in the second one. But yeah, very, very close games all around. A lot of fun.
We unintentionally had a best 2 out of 3. Let's just leave it at that. Malchow wins. I still go Gators. Thank you all for tuning in to the Insiders on First Down Magazine. Again, drop a comment. Let us know where you think these guys may go. What you think about the offseason, and gear up because it's about to get crazy.